On the last World Cup wonder, we were looking at the latest round of matches in South America, including some sexy footwork from Renato Augusto of Brazil. This time we're going to have some drama, as it's the final round of matches in the second round of Asian qualifying. And we begin in Group H, where Uzbekistan hosted Bahrain at the Bunyodkor Stadium in Tashkent. Only one goal in it, but this wasn't the game with the drama. 1-0 the score was to Uzbekistan, the goal from Rashidov on 50 minutes. On to the other game in Group H, over at the Rizal Memorial Stadium in Manila, as the Philippines took on North Korea. North Korea needed a win, and they didn't start well for them, as Bahaduran opened the scoring for the Philippines on 43 minutes. The game was heading to half-time when North Korea pulled themselves level, saw Kyung-jin scoring in first half injury time. 3 minutes into the second half, and after a hell of a lot of rebounds, Ri Hyuk Chol was able to give North Korea the lead. So far so good for North Korea, but what they didn't bank on was a late Filipino rally. Ott managed to get an equaliser for them on 84 minutes. And then on 90 minutes the comeback was complete, Ramsey finding himself with space and scoring to make it 3-2 to the Philippines. The result leaves North Korea in second, and it wasn't enough to put them through to the next round of the World Cup. The late win also gave the Philippines an impressive third place finish. On to Group G. Lebanon versus Myanmar at the Saida International Stadium in Sidon was the only game going on in this group thanks to Q8 suspension, and Myanmar took a surprise 73rd minute lead through Ang Fu. However, with 2 minutes left to play, El Helwa headed Lebanon back into the game. With the scores at 1-1, Lebanon could have won it in injury time with a free kick. However, the ball apparently did not cross the line. The final score was 1-1, but I've seen him given. In the final group standings, South Korea went through, winning every match. Q8 may have finished a little higher had they not had to forfeit their last few games. Another group that only had one game was Group F thanks to Indonesia's removal, Iraq versus Vietnam at the PAS Stadium in Tehran, Iran, due to security concerns. Abdul Rahim's goal in first half injury time settled the game, the final score 1-0 to Iraq, and that made sure that Iraq joined Thailand in the next round of qualifying. Over to Group A now at the Dora International Stadium in Hebron, as Palestine signed off from World Cup qualifying in style against Timor-Leste, opening the scoring on 2 minutes through Ibaiche. Palestine went 2-0 ahead on 18 minutes with a goal from Cantillana. And on 32 minutes it was 3-0, a tap-in from Pinto. Later on in the first half, Pinto was able to grab his second goal with a great finish on 39 minutes. Not to be outdone, in the second half, Cantillana was able to get his second goal. An emphatic finish, but I feel the goalkeeper could have held on to it on 66 minutes. Another thunderbolt from Palestine made the score 6-0, this time Awad scoring it on 77 minutes. And in the last minute of normal time, an easy header from Badari made it 7-0, and that was the final score. At the top of Group A, Saudi Arabia only needed a point when they travelled to the Mohammed bin Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi to take on second place United Arab Emirates, who could also qualify in top spot with a big enough win. Saudi Arabia opened the scoring on 24 minutes with a goal from Al Jassim. That goal was cancelled out, however, on 52 minutes when Omar Abdul Rahman scored to make it 1-1. UAE were not able to find a winner in the 90 minutes, and they had to wait until all the matches in the round had finished to find out they were actually one of the 4 best second place teams to go through anyway. The Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Kochi hosted India v Turkmenistan's game in Group D, India taking the lead on 26 minutes with a goal from Jingan. A close-range header from Amanau on 48 minutes equalised for Turkmenistan. And then on 70 minutes, Atayu skillfully went round the Indian keeper to cement Turkmenistan's third place finish in the group. The final score, India 1, Turkmenistan 2. In order to steal top spot in Group D, Oman had to travel to the Azadi Stadium in Tehran and beat Iran by about 20 goals. This task became even more difficult on 16 minutes when Azmoun gave Iran the lead. And in the end there would be no 20-goal swing, as Azmoun scored another one on 23 minutes, and unfortunately the scoring stopped there. The final score was 2-0 to Iran. Overall, Iran would be the only team going through as well, as Oman didn't do enough to get one of the best second place spots. The last time that the Maldives and Bhutan were paired off in Group C, we were treated to a 7-goal thriller. This time they faced off at the National Football Stadium in Male, and it wasn't that much different. Bhutan came out all guns firing in the 7th minute with a goal from Chencho Geltsen. Some poor defending from Bhutan allowed the Maldives to get back into the game on 37 minutes, Asadullah scoring the goal. The second half had only just begun when Bhutan went and got themselves a penalty thanks to a handball. It was easily dispatched by Dorji on 48 minutes. After the 15-0 and 12-0 hammerings against Qatar and China respectively, Bhutan must have been relieved to be in the lead for a change, but it all started going wrong with around 10 minutes left to play. Firstly conceding a penalty, which was scored in the 81st minute by Ashfaq. The goalkeeper seemed to walk away from it. Hassan headed home for the Maldives in the 87th minute to give them the lead. To compound Bhutan's misery, Ashfaq got his second deep into injury time to leave the final score as the Maldives 4, Bhutan 2, and Bhutan end on an impressive -47 goal difference. At the top of Group C, Qatar were already safely through, and they travelled to the Shaanxi Province Stadium in Xi'an to take on China, who needed a win. And, after a lot of pinball football, the definition of it in fact, China finally took the lead on 57 minutes through Huang Boen. China made sure of the victory with 2 minutes left to play when Wu Li raced through the defence to score a much more straightforward goal than the first one. The final score, China 2, Qatar 0, and that result does put China through with Qatar into the third round. The Takhti Stadium in Tehran, Iran hosted Afghanistan versus Singapore in Group E due to security concerns. The Afghans taking the lead on 39 minutes when Singapore couldn't clear it and Omani couldn't miss. Afghanistan doubled their lead in the second half, Sherdel scoring on 79 minutes. With a minute left to play, Fazrul scored a consolation goal for Singapore, meaning the final score would be 2-1 to Afghanistan. Unfortunately for both teams, neither will be continuing in the World Cup, however. Already through, Japan hosted Syria at the Saitama Stadium 2002 in Saitama. Syria probably wanting a win to help their campaign continue. It didn't start well for them, however. An own goal from Al Masri on 17 minutes, opening the scoring. Then a wonder goal from Shinji Kagawa on 66 minutes doubled the Japanese lead. With not long left, Japan decided to add a bit more gloss to the scoreline. Keisuke Honda rounding off a good counter-attack with a header on 86 minutes. Kagawa doubled his personal tally on 90 minutes with a rebound. And in the 3rd minute of injury time, Haraguchi nodded home to complete an emphatic 5-0 win for Japan. Luckily for Syria, their results against Afghanistan and Singapore helped them get through to the 3rd round as a best runner-up. Finally, we moved to Group B, and Tajikistan vs Kyrgyzstan at the Pamir Stadium in Dushanbe was the first of the games here. Lux scoring the only goal of the game for Kyrgyzstan on 18 minutes. It was a straight-up shootout at the Sydney Football Stadium in Sydney as Australia's Socceroos took on Harry Redknapp's Jordan team. The winner going straight through to the 3rd round as group winners. The scoring was opened in the 24th minute by Australian captain Tim Cahill. A quarter of an hour later and Australia would extend their lead, a goal from Aaron Moy on 39 minutes. It was all going a bit pear-shaped for Jordan in the first half, and on 44 minutes Tim Cahill got another chance to hit that trademark celebration. In the second half, Australia did not ease off, Tom Rogic breaking through on 53 minutes to make it 4-0. There were 2 balls on the pitch when Australia scored their 5th goal, Massimo Luongo tapping in from close range in the 69th minute. The only thing in this game Australia managed to lose was their clean sheet, Deeb scoring a consolation goal for Jordan in the 90th minute, but it didn't put a dampener on it. Australia were through. Unfortunately for Jordan though, they weren't. And that unfortunately is that for this video. Hope you've enjoyed. Come back in May or June when I actually do it for the 2nd round of Oceanias qualifying. Like and subscribe.